I think he's on something today.
What are you doing? Ow! He's like, ow! Mommy, your tooth hurts, okay? She still doesn't feel very good, okay? Can you be good?
All right, so these are my rides on 10. I'm only going to do a voiceover on him just because I wanted to kind of walk you guys through what's going on, what happened here, the mistakes I made, and kind of where we're at now. So I had not been out to the barn before this ride in probably a week. So a week, like it was like 8 days. We had some really bad snowstorms, ice, and the roads to get to my barn were not good. So I was not unfortunately able to get out. So with that being said, since there was so much ice and snow, they were also only turned out in the indoor. And since she had so many horses to filter through, they did not get their normal amount of time outside. So they were quite spooky, like very, very wired. I mean, they were a little out of control. I did take the noseband off 10's bridle, and I also switched the bit the other way to see how I liked him in the bit flipping it around, and which you'll see he did not like it at all. So my next ride after this, I actually put him in a hackamore to see what he went like in the hackamore doing his normal dressage work. So you'll see that in another video. That corner throughout the entire ride, for the most part, he was very spooky about it. We also have changed his feed. I kind of had a feeling that the feed he was on was just too high of an NSC, and the sugar was something that he just couldn't quite handle. He, at this point in time, was on the Tribute Calm Ultra. So we have now switched him to Triple Crown Senior, which he's been on before and did pretty well. But realistically, looking back at these videos, I knew it was kind of hard to decipher whether or not he was just in a lot of pain or if he was just wired. It was something that I couldn't quite tell. And I usually have a good grasp on being able to understand the moods that my horses are in. And this day, it was really hard because there was a lot of different things going on. The no turnout, the weather was freezing cold, the ice slipping off the roof. Like there was just a whole lot of stuff happening during this ride. And knowing what I know now and looking back at this video, I should have just gotten off of him after these first couple times cantering around. And I didn't, and I kind of thought maybe I could work him through it. Maybe if I started working him on some different stuff to kind of keep his brain busy, because when we're doing super easy stuff, he tends to not really focus and kind of look for things to like spook at, if that makes sense. So I started, practicing some changes. This was kind of the start right here, or the next time around where right there. I was like, okay, maybe he's just I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I tried getting him, I tried getting him to kind of stay forward. And then when I tapped him on the butt there, with the whip, he bucked. So he's very good at telling me when he's pissed off. And it's just, it's hard with him sometimes to tell what's what. So I'm trying to get him to stretch forward and kind of bring his nose out and go in more of a like hunter canter frame. And he just was kind of sucked back behind the vertical. So, just trying to spook at stuff. So I was like, well, maybe if I practice some changes, because he really likes to do things. He likes to show, when he's doing something that's difficult. And obviously, like, his changes are pretty good, but you can just tell he's uncomfortable. You can tell he's, and it's not just his normal, like, I'm super excited, I'm having fun, let's, play around, let's buck, let's celebrate. You can tell he's just, he's not very happy. And again, at the time, I thought he just had a ton of energy and he was just super wired, super hot. But in reality, he was just uncomfortable, and I think his back was just hurting. And again, that is 100% my fault to continue riding like this as he was going. And I obviously wish I could go back and just get off of him and work on some groundwork or something.
Like
but, we all make mistakes, and I'm not afraid to share my mistakes. I post all the time when I do something wrong and when it's my fault. You can see here, he's just like, I'm just gonna, he wants to do good, and he wants to do his job, and he wants to have fun. And he's he like, I got this. Does try to work through the pain, but I think this day there was so much going on, and he just couldn't do it. So I just wasn't listening to him, and I wasn't understanding what he was trying to tell me. And there's not really much else I can say about it other than, I messed up. And in this ride, which truthfully wasn't very long. I mean, we rode for maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. And he did have a ton of energy. He really did. Because he had been off for 8 days and he had been, stalled, and he had a lot of energy. And I think, that coupled with the high sugar in the feed that he was on, and then on top of it, like, he just wasn't feeling that great, gave us what we have here. And again, this ride and his anxiety and his just overall how he's looking and how uncomfortable he is, was my fault. I should not have been continuing this ride. I should have gotten off and been like, hey, we're done, and maybe just run him around or lunged him or, did something else other than what I did. But we did change his feed. I am treating him for ulcers, and the vet is coming out to look at his back again. So I just wanted to say that there. But now I'm going to let you watch the rides on Zeke.
Video? I think it's the chartreuse little cap you got on. That's really terrifying. You look like a flashlight. She might reappear. Who knows? Jesus Christ. He's on one today. And after that meltdown, business as usual. Whew. Bro, it's freaking cold. Yeah. Oh, shivering. It's so freaking cold. Oh my God. guess it should have used zoom just a little bit before. Dusty, 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 dusty. Can't hardly see her over there. Look at all that dust. There you go. Took him a couple strides to fix it.